with Gary Kubiak retiring, it does leave a power vacuum at Vikings offensive coordinator. Who's it going to be? Who's going to be calling plays? Who's basically just going to run on first and second down, Cousins incomplete third down punt? Right, who's going to do that? Now, the obvious choice is quarterbacks coach Clint Kubiak for continuity. Yeah, you still have a Kubiak calling plays, as well as he's done good work with Kirk Cousins as a QB coach, as well as outside hires. Maybe Anthony Lynn, maybe Jay Gruden, maybe you trade for Pat Shurmur. I don't know. But what if I told you? Oh, boy. So there's a member of the Vikings coaching staff who has 10 years, a decade of offensive coordinator experience and is one offensive line coach, run game coordinator, Rick Dennison. So number one, no, on its surface. Number two, given Zimmer's conservative nature and promulgation of the run game, frankly, I could see it happening. I could. So continuity of offense, Kubiak the younger remains as QB coach for another year, just gets a little bit more seasoning. And then you have the crafty veteran calling plays, primarily running. And then also keeping Dakota Dozier. I don't know. I don't know. So Rick Dennison, 62 years young, has been a longtime Gary Kubiak lieutenant, nearly 2+ decades with him at various stops. Denver, Houston, Baltimore in 2014, Denver again, and then also here with the Vikings for the past 2 seasons. Now, Dennison actually has a pretty interesting background because he was a linebacker for the Broncos back in the day, in the 80s, and then he became a coach, became their special teams coordinator for 4 seasons when they won Super Bowls in the late 90s, which is interesting. Hell, fire Amaro Maloof and then move Dennison over special teams. I'd rather have that, but and then he switched to offensive line coach, so he's been all the way around, full circle in all 3 phases. Dennison, as offensive coordinator in title, Broncos from 06 to 08, Texans 2010 to 2013, Broncos 2015 to 2016. Now, 3 of those spots, he was not the play caller, or at least a primary play caller, because the first stint, it was Shanahan after Kubiak got the Texans job in 06. And then, after everyone got fired, he went to the Texans for 4 seasons with Kubiak, and then Kubiak got fired. And then running it back again with the Broncos 2015-2016, won a Super Bowl 50 in 2015. But also, his only play calling OC job was 2017 with the Bills, Sean McDermott's first staff, before he got replaced by Brian Daboll. But you look at the rankings of the 2017 Buffalo team. So, points 22nd, yards 29th, passing 31st. You had Ty Guy at quarterback, but also your leading receiver was Charles Clay, the fullback tight end. And then you were 6th in rushing, 6th on third down. You did have prime Shady McCoy then, sure. But, PFF, DVOA, red zone, not really anything to write home about. The Bills did go 9-7 in 2017, but lost 10-3 in the wild card against Blake Bortles. He scored 3 points against the Jaguars. Great. So, less ideal there. But would Zimmer really consider Dennison? Frankly, I think they would, given what we know about Mike Zimmer, even though the offensive line was an issue all season, especially in pass protection, and especially left guard Dakota Dozier, who Dennison developed an affinity for in 2018 when he was O-line coach and run game coordinator for the Jets. But remember, he was also the run game coordinator with the Vikings these past 2 seasons. And then Dalvin this year, second in the NFL with 1,557 yards rushing behind Derrick Henry, Whatever, King. Sure. And then also Dalvin averaged 5 yards per carry, as well as had 16 rushing touchdowns. So that matters. So that does matter, and that will stick in Mike Zimmer's mind. It's like, well, I want to run the ball, and Dennison's helping us run the ball. So ipso facto, there we go. And of course, we know that Zimmer will take that into account. And maybe he's not quite ready for Clint Kubiak, because it's obvious that he likes Clint, just like he liked Kevin Stefanski. But also remember, in 2018, Kevin Stefanski, who had been a longtime assistant under Childress and then Leslie, and then stuck around when Zimmer came in, Zimmer considered him for the OC job in 2018, but wasn't quite ready. He even had that whole bachelor ceremony. He brought Stefanski to Zimmerland Ranch. It was just like, well, Not quite ready yet. And then they brought in John DiFilippo, and then everything else was blocked. And then eventually Stefanski got the job in 2019. So I don't know, maybe Zimmer learned from that mistake. Maybe Clint Kubiak is ready, or maybe Zimmer wants just another year of a stopgap. Why mess with a good thing? The running game was solid. Dennison will listen to Zimmer and run the ball. So maybe that goes into Zimmer's thinking here. But either way, it would not be my preference, but also I could see it realistically happening. Like my preference for continuity purposes, as well as getting a younger guy, fresh set of eyes in there, plus a guy who's done good things with Kirk Cousins and ipso facto Justin Jefferson in the passing game. My choice would still be Clint Kubiak if they were going to stay in-house, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I could easily see Dennison becoming OC, keeping Clint Kubiak on, but yeah. Well, but your thoughts, Rick Dennison, OC. Cool. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work. We'll see you on November. But until next time. Woo! Production value.